She's an aggressive drinker, huh?
Yeah, she loves that shit.
Alrighty. Let's do it, fellas. Are we live, Twerks with Wolves? I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking tonight.
We are live. It says we are live. Literally right as we go live, the girl comes back.
All right, let's do it. Oh, well. let me turn that off on my end.
Welcome.
It looks a little there it is. It looks better now. Okay, let's do it. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live tonight from the Samut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hola, Andy. Hola, Twerks with Wolves.
Hola.
Do you speak any Spanish, Aaron?
Poquito.
He said that,
means
he said that like so strong, like he was so confident. Poquito.
That means a little bit, Andy.
I know what it means.
Sure. I'm just kidding. I'm the only one here who knows. I know almost no Spanish.
You know what I was thinking about doing?
But when I go to Mexico and I have my mustache, it's like forget it. They just assume I'm one of them. Like, oh, so.
Here's a Dirty Sports exclusive. I was thinking about learning Spanish, like Rosetta Stone shit.
I love my favorite thing is that fucking midlife crisis, Andy Ruther. You're like, I'll do anything.
Wouldn't that be great for me to learn Spanish, dude?
Yeah, maybe there's some sort of floating pool that instead of like no sound, it's just Spanish sound.
Ooh.
It's like hola, agua resting. You're like, all right. I mean, you run so much, it just seems like you should just put on the headphones with some Spanish on tape or some shit.
It's a good idea. I never thought of that.
The other thing to do, watch foreign films.
Yeah?
Watch Spanish movies with English subtitles.
It's a good point.
That helps. There's a great show on Netflix.
I'm trying to listen to you, but Maggie is just licking her pussy.
Mags, jeez.
I
Take
mean,
it easy, girl.
Just going to town.
I gotta imagine there's a guy on the internet who, if they like feet, they like dogs, taking themselves to Pound Town on the couch. There's a great show about the Mexican president getting like murdered by his wife. I forget what the fuck it's called, but it's really good. And I started watching it, and it's all in Spanish with English subtitles. And
well, Narcos is mostly in Spanish.
fuck Narcos. Narcos is trash.
Wow.
I am so hard on the Narcos' trash game.
Well, you didn't watch enough.
I watched fucking like 4 episodes of the first season, and then I watched like 2 episodes of Mexico.
You didn't watch enough.
Narcos is like fucking, kindergarten drug. It's like I feel like it could be on NBC. They just fucking change the language.
That's just not true at all. Yeah, I was gonna say there's lots of nudity and violence. It could not be on NBC. You didn't watch enough. Anyway,
How much you want me to watch?
it's fine. You don't like it. It's fine. To each his own. I do want to get something out of the way before we get into sports. Aaron is back tonight, so it's good to have Aaron back on the mic. I need to address something with him, Prano. He dropped a bomb on me before you got here.
Okay.
I was saying that I had $20 in Papa John's rewards, and I got an email saying it expires. So I said, make sure I order us a couple pizzas like in the next week or two. And Aaron says, that's cool with me, but just know I'm only going to eat the toppings. And I was like, what? He doesn't eat the bread at all.
Wait. Just generally, or are you like keto?
I mean, yeah, it's roughly keto. I mean,
But
for the past
but you have a dietary thing. Like
Yeah,
when you were a
it's-
child, you ate pizza.
right. Yeah, no, when I was a child,
You enjoy pizza.
yeah, no, I love pizza. And when I was a child, I was pretty fat.
You're a gordita.
I was gordita.
Okay, I asked you
Or
that.
gordito.
I asked you that.
Yeah.
So this is a dietary restriction. You're not like I don't eat pizza.
No, I love pizza. It's
You're
just
just-
it's been like for the past
You're just not eating
8
carbs at
months
the
or
moment.
so. I've just been
Carb free.
cutting down on the carbs.
Are you? Do you have celiac disease?
No, but since I've started this, I feel
Better.
better, and I don't really get bloated and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know
anymore.
how I feel about you anymore. I'll be honest.
But
I'm kidding.
it's nice.
I mean,
though.
you are Mr. like you're
kidding.
fucking Mr. Sound Bath, learning Spanish.
I'm
fucking
kidding.
cut-
I'm
like,
kidding. I'm kidding. But
running
it's
the
just
sand dunes, doing triathlons. Like you're literally doing everything but going keto.
But I mean, it's still fine because to me, I look at it now. It's like
so.
I'll get a burger, right, and then I'll just eat the stuff in the middle or whatever, and then or I'll get pasta, and I mean I'll eat just the toppings of the sauce and stuff. And it's like I feel like the bread, the pasta, it's just filler food. It's not really what I'm there for. I'm not there for the bread. I'm there for the stuff. I'm there for the good shit in the middle.
Yeah, but the bread is the good shit. So if I order us a pizza, you're scraping off the pizza sauce and the cheese and the pepperoni.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm getting like it's like
Well,
I'm going
just
like
don't. Just he's not
I'm going
eating pizza.
spatula
like,
style.
No, he's not doing that because God, that's ridiculous. Stop it. He's just,
So I
just
can't
order
order
some
you any.
fucking-
I can't order you anything from Papa John's then. I can't use that $20 rewards. Like you can't be a part of that.
let me just be here and just enjoy you guys. I'll enjoy you guys eating it, or if you guys let me,
Dude,
yeah,
let
I
the
go.
man have a fucking diet.
I go
No,
spatula style. With
I'm just asking
Scrape
questions.
it.
He can do what he wants to do. I'm not killing him. Okay, so hypothetical.
Yeah.
He's keto, bro. Like, what? He doesn't eat carbs. Relax.
I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I could. Like that'd be so tough. I love carbs.
Well, luckily you run like fucking thousands of miles. So
yeah,
you
if
don't have
I were to
worry about it.
run, then yeah, of course. But I just
But I need to do that if I really want to get like a legit abs. You need to do that shit.
yeah, you have to.
Because I'm old now. By the way, I got the Wendy's, the Biggie bag last night.
Yeah.
It's overrated, man.
What is the biggie bag?
You get a drink, fries, 4 chicken nuggets, and like a double, whatever their double stack.
Okay. And
There wasn't enough food.
You ever do the Jack in the Box late night munchie meal?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I was
that's a
gonna
good
say.
one.
The Jack in the Box munchie meal destroys the Biggie bag, and it's a little disappointing. It's literally spelled like Notorious B.I.G. Biggie bag. They got to do some sort of like combo crossover deal with his family.
isn't there like a 4 for $4 fucking thing? But I mean, you're talking about Wendy's?
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to Wendy's and not like? Who's looking for a fucking like package deal? Just get your shit, bro. Get some chili. Get a fucking Baconator. Get the ranch chicken sandwich.
Well,
Get a Frosty.
I had
I
seen
mean, don't reinvent the wheel.
I had seen a commercial.
Going to McDonald's and going, hey, can I try the snack wrap? Motherfucker, get a Big Mac.
I know, but hold on. I'd seen a commercial because I've noticed during the NBA games, all they do is advertise is fast food. Like, in a way, I'll just be honest. Like, you're just trying to make the black community obese. Like, because obviously that's their target market during NBA games, right? Would you say
Yeah, okay.
the black community?
I
So-
mean, but sure.
No, but I noticed this. I'm being serious. I noticed this yesterday when I was watching Bucks Raptors. There was literally, in one commercial break, they ran a Burger King ad, a McDonald's ad, and a Wendy's ad. And I was like, yo, that's kind of fucked up. Like, they're really just pushing shit food. But it also worked because later that
You
night,
immediately went to Wendy's.
later that night, last night I was leaving Hollywood really late. It was like 1 a.m. And I was like, yo, I want to get some Wendy's. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
But he
I
wouldn't
can't
have been.
believe we sidetracked this whole thing because he doesn't eat pizza,
Hey,
and now you're talking about fucking, NBA's marketing toward the black community and your late night eating.
and I'm a little stoned, so I'm thinking
Oh,
about it.
here we go.
So that's what's going on
Okay.
here. Anyway, we do have a lot of sports.
Yeah, we do.
Lots of sports. Where do you want to start, Joe? You see the rundown up there. Is there something where you want to start? NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL news? Where do you want to start?
I mean, I feel like we're in the NBA playoffs. That's where you got to start, and then MLB is current, and then the NFL is in the offseason. So that seems to me to be a correct order.
Okay. The Blazers were swept by the Warriors on Monday.
Rip the Blazers.
Rip City for real.
Yeah.
They
Rip City.
had 3 second-half leads. I believe 15 points. Well, at least they had 15-point lead in all 3 of those games for sure.
Yep.
Double-digit leads for sure in the last 3 games.
I mean,
Blew them all.
give props to the Warriors. They've always been a fantastic third quarter team. They come out, they close those gaps. It's just something that is now their MO where they know they're going to do it. The other team knows they're going to do it. It's almost like a mental game at this point where the other team gets fear of them coming back, and so it inevitably happens as well. But the Blazers also took a lead into the fourth quarter in Game 4 and then blew that. My big criticism of the Blazers is that they would be one team in the first half, and then forget the third quarter Warriors, move that they always make. But I love Maggie's not a Warriors fan, but they also would change the way they played.
Yeah.
The Blazers would change their style of play. Damian Lillard went full hero ball in multiple games at the end, and it cost them the game. And I just don't know why, if you're winning against a team like the Warriors where you almost need everything to go right, you're going to change what's working. And I tweeted it. I said, when Killer Instinct, goes wrong, because it's this thing now where the elite players in the NBA feel like they have to take that shot. Like Lillard had to take the shot. He did it in that 4 overtime game against Denver. He did it in the game 4 against the Warriors. He had to take the shot at the end of regulation. He had to take the shot to end the game. And it's like, dude, you don't have to. If you watch the running one-handed hook shot that he took, that was, for the game winner. They kept showing it, and I kept saying this, people. They kept showing the shot from the basket cam, the one that's behind the hoop.
Sure.
And you could see in that shot the other 4 Blazers on the perimeter. So now you're just driving into the heart of the defense, and you're taking a hook shot, and you're not passing. You're not trusting your teammates. And I really think Damian Lillard, as great as he played, has to start trusting his teammates more going forward for 2 reasons. One, you can't do it yourself the whole season and the whole playoffs. It's just not possible unless you're LeBron James. And 2, dude, you have a bunch of good players on your team. CJ McCollum is capable and willing to be just as good as you at times. Like, let him do something.
Yeah.
So,
well, you saw on the other end, Steph trusted Draymond Green.
Yeah, double teamed, gives it to Draymond with no time on the shot clock.
And
a
he
guy
drains
who's
the
not
three.
a good 3-point shooter, but he's open.
Yeah, wide open, and he drained
In the
it.
NBA, if you're open, you're gonna if you're wide open, you're gonna make a lot of your shots.
Sure.
Like, you just have to trust those guys. And they didn't do that, and they blew multiple games that way. And in a 4-game series, blowing 1 game that way is the difference between still being alive, and blowing 2 games that way is the difference between being even.
I put a lot of it on the coach too. And I know Stotts is a good coach, and he only gets high praise from everybody. But to have 3 straight games, and I know the Warriors, like you said, this is what they do. And obviously they have the experience. There's a reason they're making it to their 5th straight conference finals. I get all that. But to have 3 straight games where you blow these leads, 3 straight games where you can win, and it's there. You can't win 1?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's on the
and
coach.
He's got to have better plays. He's got to have better set plays. It's the same thing. It's like it almost seems like his set play is like, let Dame do his thing. Or at times in the, Denver series when CJ was gone, it's like, let CJ do his thing. It's like, have a set play.
Yeah.
Have a fucking set play. You have to look, the Warriors are going to out-talent you every time, regardless of who you are. So you have to out-coach them, and you have to outplay them. You have to out-strategize them. It's going to take a lot to beat them. You just can't go out there and be like, let our guys outplay their guys. It's like, that's not the way it's ever going to work.
Well, Steph had a great series.
Yeah.
And some people were saying we're not giving him enough love on our show.
God, we're going to do the speech again. Steph Curry is a first ballot Hall of Famer, the greatest shooter of all time. He was a 2-time MVP. At least one of those, like, full-on deservingly so. The second one, whatever. He was the best player on a championship team before Kevin Durant got there. He can carry this team by himself when needed. He's I don't call Steph a point guard, but if you did by position alone, like he'd be the best point guard in the NBA. What more do we have to give him? But like people want us to say what? He's better than Durant? Who thinks that? Who thinks he's better than Durant?
Dumb people.
As a complete player, that's ludicrous. Durant plays defense. Steph's a defensive liability at this point. Yeah, he gets a bunch of steals, but getting a bunch of steals often is because he's a defensive liability.
It's like a cornerback, right?
Yeah.
Taking chances.
He's not a great defensive player. He's fits perfectly. Like the system is built for him and around him. He's on a great team. He's the best player on a great team when Kevin Durant's out. What is the problem? What am I supposed to do? Suck his dick?
Yes. Do you think Aisha gives him oral? That's a good question.
I mean, I have no idea.
No, this is important. Is his wife giving him head?
At this point, probably not. How long have they been married?
A minute?
Yeah.
You think
so.
never?
I think he gets.
Is he cheating?
No, probably not. He's probably too smart for that. He's probably too smart and too famous.
It's tough to cheat now, man.
Yeah, it's tough to see when you're Steph Curry. He's probably getting like pre-sex head for like a minute. Is Sonya still going down on Dell? I mean, when's the last time you think Sonya and Dell had sex? When Seth was born?
No. Why do you say that though? That's okay. Here's a better discussion. This is what happens, man. When I start going off, would you rather have sex with Ayesha Curry or Sonya Curry?
I mean, Ayesha just with the whole fucking I need everybody's attention and I'm out. I'm on Sonya hard.
You're on Sonya.
Yeah.
Okay. Me too. Twerks with wolves. Who would you rather eat pizza with, Sonya or Ayesha?
Sonya. After that Ayesha nonsense, I couldn't believe that. She's upset because the bag boys aren't giving her enough attention. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You'd be scared, right? Like, why would you be hitting on an NBA MVP's wife?
Yeah. But, like, it goes back to the thing. Like, I don't know what people want me to say about Steph.
First ballot Hall of Famer, best shooter of all time. Those are pretty good accolades that we're giving him there.
Was the best player on a championship team before Kevin Durant arrived. Was still the best, could be the best player on an every year contender.
Maybe
with
it's
or
because
without Kevin Durant.
We have been called LeBron, especially you, LeBron slurpers so much.
Okay, what does that have to do with Steph Curry?
Because we hype him up so much and we don't hype Steph up enough.
Okay, well, look,
I mean, people are getting. I don't know if you are paying attention. I'm sure you are. In social media world, people are getting pretty wild now. The discussion about Steph, should he win a fourth ring?
What about it?
I saw Kendrick Perkins. He went on one of those awful.
Yeah, and he defended the shit out of LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I was seeing the reactions of some of those.
But you have to keep in mind that, everybody is
in the moment.
It's not even in the moment. People don't understand the game. And when people don't understand the game, they can just look at things and go well, he's got 4 rings. He's got 2 MVPs. And he's got so he's got 4. LeBron has 3. 4. Mom, 4 bigger than 3. 4 bigger than 3. He's got MVPs. They keep going to the finals. It's like, dude, what the fuck are we talking about? He's a great shooter. LeBron scores more points. LeBron's a better passer. LeBron's a better rebounder. LeBron's a better defender. LeBron has taken teams that are trash to the NBA Finals. LeBron's taken teams that are halfway decent to beat Steph's Warriors without KD. What the fuck are we talking about?
I want to give some love to the Warriors organization as a whole.
I will suck Steph Curry's dick right up until you compare him to LeBron James. And then I'll murder your family. Like, it's the same thing. It's like it's what we do with Russell Wilson all the time. It's like, people are like, you just fucking hate Russ. I hate Russ because I refuse to say he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I'm not saying Russ is trash. I've said Russ is a great quarterback a million times over. But don't fucking call him top 5, or now I'm a fucking Russ basher. It's like, keep everything in perspective, and we're good. Steph Curry is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
What I like to do, too, is, look at people if they were on different teams. And the way this Warriors team was put together, I mean, it really is phenomenal. I don't think people are appreciating it enough as they should. Think about it. They drafted Clay, Steph, Draymond. They drafted those guys.
Yeah.
Like
Jerry West is undefeated. That's what I've said a million times on this fucking show. And a million times the Dirty Slides, and a million times on Punch Drunk when Sam has me do his fucking secret NBA Patreon show. Jerry West is undefeated. The guy is a first ballot Hall of Fame player, a multi-time MVP. He's better at being an executive than he was at being a player. He's turned around franchise after franchise after franchise. He's done it with the Clippers.
Lakers, Grizzlies, Warriors, Clippers.
Yeah.
Am I missing anybody?
No.
4 franchises.
Yeah. And also good for him. But that's what people don't understand that want to slurp Steph or slurp Kevin Durant as part of this Warriors team. What did Kevin Durant do when it comes to the grand scheme of things before he was on this Warriors team? You're telling me you put LeBron, you put Kevin Durant with Wade and Bosh, and you put LeBron with a Westbrook and a Harden? That series isn't the fucking other way around? It is. It is. It so fucking is. The Thunder had the Warriors down 3-1, and they blew it. And then LeBron was down 3-1, and they won. It's like you can't take away what one guy has done and just look at, well, then Kevin Durant joined a 73-win team, and suddenly they were fucking great. It's like, yeah, man, that's what happens. This team is ridiculous. And that's what I said to you the other day is, look, if Kevin Durant comes back and is healthy, the Bucks aren't beating the Warriors. They're not, okay? But I'll say this, and I truly believe this. If the Warriors had Kevin Durant back and healthy, and you did a straight-up trade, Klay Thompson for Bledsoe, I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks. You're going to have that whole team with Giannis, all the other shooters, and you're going to give me a fucking absolute knockdown, lights out, every year all-star, best shooting backcourt mate of all time on that Bucks team. I'm taking the Bucks. They're so fucking deep, though. Durant, Steph. When Steph has a half where he's not doing it, Clay's going off. Draymond's fucking does everything. Like, they have vets that they get to sign on just like LeBron James did. They have vets to sign on for fucking whatever just to be a part of a championship. Bogut came back. Here he is. He's
David
there.
West.
David West. Iguodala. Sean Livingston. Sean Livingston, by the way, is fucking ridiculously underrated.
Yeah. It's great off the bench.
The Blazers got to go to Seth Curry, and the fucking Warriors are going to Sean Livingston. Like, they're just so goddamn deep. Klay Thompson is James Harden. If Klay Thompson went and just became a member of the Magic, he'd be an MVP candidate. So you have a guy who has that ability. He's had 30-point quarters. He's had fucking 50-point games.
Yeah.
He's had whatever. He's an every year all-star.
That is wild to think, if you think about that. The third option on the Warriors, your team's third option,
it may be the second best shooter of all time.
has had 50-point games. Like, you could never say
Multiple.
that. But that's what I'm saying. You could never say that in the history of the league. That's why I think we really do need to appreciate how loaded, because people say it, but when you really think about it, how loaded the Warriors are.
And that begs the question, because Steph was there, and KD's been there, and Clay has the same amount of Finals MVPs as Steph does, and Clay was there first. So Clay has the same amount of championships as Steph. He has more than KD. So where is he in the pantheon?
No, I think Clay was drafted after Steph.
Either way, they won all the championships together.
Yeah.
Right? So what is he the greatest? Has he passed LeBron?
Well, he also doesn't have, Steph has 2 regular season MVPs.
Okay.
Clay has none.
So that's the difference? KD has 1 regular season MVP. We both agree that he's better, right?
But let me get this straight. What are you trying to compare?
What I'm trying to compare is how fucking ludicrous it is to compare Steph Curry with LeBron James solely based on how many rings that he has with the Warriors.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
Yeah, so that's my point. Because Clay has them, Draymond has them, Iguodala has them. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, I think it's an interesting discussion. Actually, you're kind of tapping into it. Clay versus Steph. When you really look at it,
it's not because they built it around Steph.
Sure,
he's.
I'm not saying Clay's better, but I'm just saying
But
that.
by the way, that's Clay's personality.
That's what I was gonna say.
If Clay had that, like, you put him on another team. First of all, if you take him off the Warriors, all those years, Steph doesn't have any.
None.
He has none without Clay. None.
He's Michael Jordan to Scottie Pippen.
Until maybe fucking Kevin Durant shows up,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
even
yeah.
that, I'm not sure.
Well, I'd agree. Obviously, it's a team game, and you need a couple alphas.
But that's just Clay's personality to be the second guy. But Clay could be Harden on another team. He absolutely could. And I'll say it again. Go into the NBA Finals right now. I mean, first of all, the Bucks still have to make it, right?
Yeah.
And we'll get there. But give me a Bucks Warriors NBA Finals and straight up trade me Clay for Bledsoe. I'm taking the Bucks. Now, if you trade me Draymond for Lopez, am I taking the Bucks? No. The Bucks win that trade, but I'm not taking it. But you give me Clay for Bledsoe, straight up. Give me the Bucks, and give me him heavy. Take all of my money.
Just because of his shooting ability?
Because he's a fucking superstar on any other team.
Sure.
But he's the third option on the Warriors.
Wild to think. Do we know the status of Kevin Durant at this point?
I mean, I think it's the same status as what I said it was going into this series, which is wake me up when you need me, right? Because he has a free agency looming.
Yeah.
He's certainly hurt, but now he has a big break. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays game 1, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they hold him out for 1 and 2 at Oracle and just see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Although they wouldn't be playing at Oracle, so.
No, they're playing in Milwaukee, fifth serve.
If we keep moving past a Raptors team in a 2-2 series.
You're right, we do.
But it seems to have been a home game series so far. I said Bucks in 6. I still like Bucks in 6.
Yeah.
This came out 4 hours ago. I don't know how accurate it is, but it says that they're thinking Kevin Durant's gonna be out for another 2 weeks.
What's the website?
Something Express. I'm checking another site.
2 weeks. This thing will
But
be
it
over
was
in 5 minutes.
But it was the first thing that came up.
He's like,
So,
Aaron's
I mean,
The Express. What website's he looking at over there? Well, okay, let's get to some real shit.
Yeah.
What does Robert Littell from Black Sports Online have to say about it? Because that guy has his finger on the pulse. He knows exactly what's going on.
I have to check with Robert. I'm not sure.
Okay. Maybe I'll give you my phone, have you text Robert, see if we can get a Black Sports Online update with exactly what's going on with KD. But let's get to the other series. It is 2-2. It's been home and home for the first 4 games. And I've been surprised. I thought yesterday when Milwaukee was down, I think 17, when they cut it to 7 in the third quarter, I thought, oh, this is going to be Milwaukee's game. And then I don't know if they got any closer.
Well, the Bucks have trouble scoring at times, and I think when Giannis gets locked down, which I mean he's never really locked down, but when he gets stifled a little bit, and Kawhi obviously has the ability to stifle a lot of players. Giannis is a lot bigger than him, but Giannis is still young, so they don't have that. He doesn't have that back to the basket post game yet. So he's coming at everything from the perimeter. And so when they're throwing different guys at him and he gets stifled, they really slow down. And I really think that would be their trouble in an NBA Finals against a Warriors team, because the Warriors never really slow down. And that goes back to what I said. You get a guy on that team that can create on his own and take over a game when Giannis is when it all isn't being worked through him, and they're a totally different team.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying with a Klay Thompson type. But that is the trouble with their team, is they're going with this. It starts with him and it gets passed around from there. They have a lot of great shooters surrounding him, but the Raptors have done a good job getting the ball out of his hands. I think the home court advantage that they have at home is going to keep them from having that happen. I still like the Bucks in 6, but Kawhi was hobbled in that game, and they still got it done. We've been saying it the whole playoffs. Lowry, as an all-star point guard, has to be better. He was better. They won. He was great in the first half, and they won.
He's been better the last 2 games that they've won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The Raptors just aren't super dynamic regardless. They've got a great bunch of role players around Kawhi. When Lowry's playing well, they're good. Siakam's good. Gasol can be good. Danny Green can be good. But they're just not super dynamic, and that's why I think if they can slow the Bucks down to play their style of game, Kawhi is a great one-on-one player. He's a great passer. He will take the ball and he'll get it even when he's not getting the difference between Kawhi and Giannis is when Kawhi's getting bottled up, he finds other dudes. And I still think that the Bucks have a decided talent advantage, and I do see them winning. But now it's going to be a dogfight because it's 2-2, and you've got you're going 1-1-1 from here on out.
Yeah.
So
the Drake factor, it's a big factor going on.
The Drake factor, the courtside Drake.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I think courtside Drake is not nearly as appealing as courtside Spike. Does that make sense? Like when I watch,
I'm not a big Spike Lee guy personally either.
But here's my thing with Spike Lee. When I take me back to my childhood when I'm watching those Knicks games as a kid against the Pacers or the Bulls, you genuinely feel Spike Lee is a legit fan because he is.
Here's my problem.
But I don't get that vibe with Drake. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think he is a legit fan. I think he cares. But here's my problem with
Drake.
So Drake is trying to be what essentially Spike is for the Knicks, what Nicholson was for the Lakers, what Billy Crystal was for the fucking Clippers. But no, I mean,
I gotcha.
You think about the crazy fans.
I gotcha.
What Jimmy Buffett was for the Heat. Everybody's got their
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett got tossed out of a Knicks Heat playoff game, and it was magical.
You ever been to a Jimmy Buffett concert?
Yeah, multiple.
I'd like to do that.
I've been to many.
A lot of fun, right?
It's wild. It's wild and it's sad. It's wild and sad simultaneously. People get fucking litty.
My parents used to go.
Me and Mikey and Dan Gormley, when the last time I went, we went to the Jones Beach parking lot, and Mikey had a piñata that looked like a donkey, and he punched a hole in its asshole and filled the thing with beer, and he was going up to girls lit in the parking lot. He goes, "Fist Brian." And they were like, "What?" He goes, "Fist Brian." And girls would stick their hand in the asshole of the donkey and pull out beers. And
wow.
Yeah, wild. There's people. Dude, when you go to the parking lot of a Jimmy Buffett show, there's guys who have set up entire tiki bars.
Yeah.
Like swimming pools, fucking the whole thing. But it's also sad in a way because a lot of these people are accountants, and this is their day of the year. This accountant has like a Jimmy Buffett tiki bar in his
Yeah.
basement. That 2 times a year they come to fucking, the Riverwalk fucking in wherever.
Riverbend in Cincinnati.
Riverbend in Cincinnati. They're like, pack up the tiki bar. We're taking it to the Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett show. And then they go back to their sad life of doing accounting work and not fucking their wife. But they're like, today, we're all fucking parrot heads. And they're like, fins to the right, fins to the left.
Yeah.
They lose their minds. So it's kind of sad that way. But I've been to like a dozen Jimmy Buffett shows.
I want to go.
And it's really fun.
How have I not been? He doesn't come out here, does he?
I'm sure he does.
Hollywood Bowl? Where would he come out here?
Yeah, Dodger Stadium, the Forum. Who knows? Dude, I saw him at Madison Square Garden. I've seen him. He loves playing like the Jones Beach. He loves playing like the outdoor.
I was gonna say, yeah, he loves the outdoors.
He loves that shit. He probably goes to like the Irvine
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater,
Yeah. I didn't know.
Torques with Wolves. Check out the Jimmy Buffett tour schedule.
I didn't know he was a diehard.
But anyway, my point is going back to Drake.
Well, actually, before you get to Drake,
Okay.
if we were going to see Jimmy Buffett, where could we find tickets, Joe? Pena?
SeatGeek.
I bet if you pulled up SeatGeek right now and put Jimmy Buffett into that app, we could see if there's tickets available.
I'm sure we could.
I know we're going to use SeatGeek on Tuesday. We're going to go to Dodgers, Mets, Jacob deGrom,
Yeah.
Dollar.
Dollar.
This is tough to say.
Torques with Wolves. That's about the Torques with Wolves level Spanish. Dollar.
Dodger Dogs.
That's a triple D.
There's a lot of alliteration going on here. Anyway, we're going to use SeatGeek to get those tickets. Dirtballs, I've been getting sent some great promo codes being used. I've been sending some koozies out. You guys should take advantage of this great offer we have right now with SeatGeek because best of all listeners get $10 off their first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek supports our show, so we hope you support them as well. Use our promo code DIRTY for $10 off your first SeatGeek purchase. You can use that for concert tickets like Jimmy Buffett, sports, comedy, or whatever you want. Remember, that's promo code DIRTY for $10 off your first purchase. Okay, Aaron, I see you chomping at the bit. What's the deal with Buffett?
Jimmy Buffett. He's on tour right now, and the next time
Where
he'll
he
be in the
lives on
area, October 12th, 2019, Anaheim, Honda Center.
Honda Center.
Oh,
the
Jimmy
pond.
Buffett.
The pond.
Let's all go to the pond. Yes. I want to go back to your thing on Drake, though, and here's my problem with Drake. And by the way, it's not really a problem, but here's what I think is the Raptors' problem with Drake the fan. And this is actually a compliment to Drake and a little bit of a diss of the Toronto Raptors. Spike Lee is, an indie director, but he's also a longtime Knicks fan. He had seats in the fucking. I think he said on Simmons he first got his seats when he made like fucking Do the Right Thing or whatever, and he was up in the 200s or whatever, 300s, and he worked his way down and eventually, in the 90s. In the mid to late 90s,
when he's doing those Nike Jordan commercials, he got that money.
He's sitting courtside. No one is bigger than Madison Square Garden. No one is bigger than the New York Knicks, especially in the 90s. Now it's whatever, but like the front row at Knicks games is like, the stars that you get there are insane.
So who's who?
There's always, somebody from one of the other sports teams in town. You look there, it's Beckham, it's Saquon Barkley, it's Syndergaard, it's Aaron Judge, it's whatever. So, like, those guys, like, all-star Yankees are going. And, dude, it is so much cooler to be courtside at a Knicks game than to be, Patrick Ewing front row behind the Yankees dugout. Like, it's not even comparable.
No one would argue that.
It's worlds different. You got actors. You got rappers. Fat Joe's there all the time. And fucking 50 Cent and P. Diddy. Dude, P. Diddy and Jay-Z before he stopped going to Knicks games because, we went the whole Brooklyn thing. Like, you got guys like that. You're not bigger than the fucking Knicks. Nothing's bigger than the Knicks. Nothing's bigger than Madison Square Garden. Nicholson, how much more of a dude can you be than Jack Nicholson? But again, he was there in the 80s. He was there in the 90s. He's sitting there. Showtime. Yeah, like, I like it.
Well, he was there again when they won again in the 2000s.
I'm saying, but he was there from the beginning. And at the time, in the 80s, you know, you're in fucking what? You're like, what was Nicholson doing in the 80s? Nicholson's doing like, you know, Wolf with Michelle Pfeiffer. He's not bigger than fucking.
No, that's 90s.
Okay, that's 90s. This is as far back as I could go. And the 80s.
Shining?
The Shining, Batman. You're not bigger than the Showtime Lakers. You're still. It's cool. That's Nicholson. But you're not bigger than the Showtime Lakers. You're just not. You're not bigger than Magic Johnson in fucking 1989. You're not. Especially given the thing. You're there to see them. You see Drake at a Raptors game, and I think this is a diss on the Raptors and a bit of a bump for Drake, is like, Drake's huge.
Yeah.
The Raptors are the fucking Raptors. He gets more attention than the fucking team half the time.
Sure.
He's a big star, and he's a big worldwide, and he's at the Raptors game. Drake sitting courtside at MSG is like, whatever. Drake sitting courtside at Staples is like, okay, cool. But, like, Eddie Murphy sitting courtside at fucking Lakers games. There's a time when Eddie Murphy was, like, in every big budget movie is just an Eddie Murphy movie. Like, you can't be bigger than the biggest show in town, which in the 80s and the 90s, and even obviously in the 2000s for the Lakers, is the Knicks and the Lakers. People are going to watch Drake fucking watch the Raptors.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's why Drake comes off as kind of annoying at Raptors games. He's too big for the team he roots for.
But again, my sentiment, I don't know how diehard he really is. You said you think he is. I don't.
He's at every fucking game.
He's got the money too.
I think he's involved in ownership too.
Is he?
I think so. Right? Isn't he a part owner?
Yeah, he's part owner, and then he even has like their
hard
practice facility.
Hard to call him not a diehard. He's financially invested in the team.
Well, the practice facility is named after his brand, so it's OVO Athletic Center, and it's his brand is like it's like the Nike brand there. It's all over everything. So it's just the owl is everywhere.
I mean, I don't know if he's a fan. I'm just saying. like I know you guys are throwing a lot of facts my way, but I don't know about this. I do know that the Bucks better fucking take care of business, because if they don't handle business, it's not going to be a pretty finals.
No, it'll be disgusting. Unless, of course, there's no Durant. It still won't be pretty. But the one thing about the NBA Finals with the Raptors and the Warriors, no Durant, dude. Kawhi will lock a motherfucker down, especially a little dude.
Who's Kawhi guard if they play?
He probably guards Steph, or I guess maybe Clay. I imagine he probably guards Durant in a finals with him.
Yeah.
But who knows? Dude, Kawhi's a legit defender.
For sure. I mean, they released the all-defensive team today. He's second team. He's won multiple. Has he won multiple Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah.
He's legit. No.
Who's the first team all-defense?
It was Marcus Smart, Gobert, Giannis. Who were the other two? I know second team was Draymond, Clay, Kawhi. God, I'm getting a lot of them off the top of my head. Aaron, can we get that info for us? The first and second.
Aaron's still trying to find out if he play at Margaritaville Arena.
Yeah. So I'm missing two on each.
Wasting away again without LeBronville.
Yeah. Okay. So what are the nosy names again?
So I know first team. I know for sure.
Just hit us with the full teams.
All right. First team, you got Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Paul George. Shout out Fresno State.
Bulldogs.
Go Dogs. Giannis. Marcus Smart. Go Celtics. And Eric Bledsoe. And then second team, you got Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, Joel Embiid, Draymond Green, and Kawhi. Kawhi was second team? Wow. So, yeah. And those are your first and second team.
Which, again, to not totally bring it back, but I am bringing it back. The Warriors, I mean, Jesus. You have two of their starting five on the all-defensive team.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good they are.
And it's not the two guys who are fucking their best players.
That's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
But I don't think people realize how fucking deep they are.
I mean, I hope people do. But I think people do realize how deep they are. I think what people need to realize is just tap the brakes on all the single player slurping, because without the rings, you're looking at all these people in a different light. And they have the rings because they're all together.
Like, you could argue in the free agency era, in the modern era.
Shout out to fucking Of Mics and Men on Showtime, the Wu-Tang documentary. There is not a Wu-Tang member in my top 5 all-time rappers. There's not. But I listen to more Wu-Tang than I listen to any other rapper because the fucking group is better than any individual guy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say. If you look in the modern era, the free agency era, has there been a better team put together?
Also, Ghostface might be in my top 5. But anyway, go on.
Like, can you think of a team that's been better put together?
No.
There's just no way.
Especially not with Durant.
I was going to say, especially if you take KD into it, adding him in free agency. I mean, it's almost not fair.
What do you mean it's not fair?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
It really
what
isn't.
What are we doing here?
It isn't fair.
What fucking first take ESPN bullshit fucking line what fence are we sitting on? It is not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair. They won 73 games, lost to the greatest player of all time because he fucking went, light on fire gif. And then they added the second best player in the league.
Yeah, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
I see we have a question in the YouTube comment section. Where do you guys think Kawhi ranks in the 10 best players in the league?
In it.
Top 10? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's in it.
That's always tough, I think.
I mean, you got to sit down and go like.
You go like LeBron, KD.
If I'm like
James Harden,
it's always
Giannis,
like
Steph Curry.
It's always like if I'm drafting, like this goes for everything. Always for me, is like if we're talking like all time, it's like I'm assuming I'm drafting this guy's career. Like I'm drafting people for like their prime, peak, to a team. That's how I think of like who's the best all time. Well, who would I take if I was starting a franchise and could take like somebody's whole career, or if I had one game. So like, where do I put him in top 10? Like, where do I put Kawhi? Like, where do I draft Kawhi right now? If you say you are the GM of the New York Knicks, we're fixing the league. Everybody wants the Knicks to be good. Everybody has become a free agent. You can take your guys, take anybody you want. How high do I take Kawhi? Like, if I'm like, if I have the 5th pick, do I take Kawhi? Maybe. Like, right in there, right? Like, I'm taking Kawhi over a lot of people. I'm taking him over like Westbrook. I'm taking him over.
Are you taking him over Steph? That's a tough one.
It's tough.
One's a better defender. One's a better shooter.
I might be. I might be.
Like all around.
I might be. I might be taking him over Steph. Because I'm like, look, I don't know who I'm getting. Right? This is I'm essentially taking him in my first round, right? Because if I take Kawhi and somebody else takes Steph, and then it comes back around and I get other guys, like I'm already locking down a legit wing defender, a guy who's proven he can lead a team as the number one option. He's proven that with this Raptors team this year.
Yeah.
He's been clutch. I guess the question is, hey, Kawhi, like, hey, buddy, how healthy are you feeling right now? Like, health-wise, like, peak Kawhi. Yeah, I think I am. Just from a standpoint of, like, I don't know what else I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
So if I can get a bunch of guys that I can put around Steph, great. That'll be awesome. But, like, I know I'm starting with a legit number one, who's also a legit, like a top, 3 wing defender. And he's not coming with any baggage, really. Yeah, I might be. I'm not taking him over LeBron if LeBron's healthy and I'm playing to win this year. I'm not taking him over KD. I'm not taking him over Giannis. I might be taking him over Harden. I might be. Who's my coach? Is it Mike D'Antoni? Then I don't know if I'm taking him over Harden. But I'm taking him. I might be taking him over Harden sight unseen. Like,
have we ever seen Kawhi without cornrows?
No, I don't think we've ever seen Kawhi without cornrows.
I'm being serious.
Maybe in college?
He used to have a buzz cut.
In college.
Where'd he go? San Diego State?
Or in the league. Yeah, San Diego State.
He played under Fisher, right?
Yeah, and he was an Aztec.
So Kawhi without cornrows. We need to get to the bottom of this. That's maybe his weakness. He's like Samson in the Bible when you cut his hair. He became weak. If you take the cornrows out of Kawhi, he has no game.
Well, in what crazy fantasy league do we have a choice of what hair he has?
I'm just saying, Milwaukee Bucks.
Maybe James Harden is just fucking. Maybe James Harden's Ricky Rubio without the beard.
That's what I'm saying. You never know.
No, I think you do.
All right. Shooting me down, Prano. 2-2, though. I hope it goes 6.
Are we doing a 6-hour episode, by the way? Because we're not at the NBA yet.
Let's move on, then. Let's talk a little Major League Baseball.
Let's do it.
Yoenis?
Yoenis.
Yeah. Yoenis.
Say that again. Say that wrong again. I'm going to kick Yoenis, bro.
Cespedes.
Yeah.
Can we just agree he has been a debacle for your team?
Well,
I feel like you're not going to go that far, but you should.
A debacle's tough because there was talk of him winning the NL MVP for 2 months of play the year they went to the World Series. So, he's certainly been a debacle. He's certainly been a debacle post-extension. He's been hurt. He's been whatever. But, basically, Yoenis.
Do we know how he broke his ankle?
On his ranch in Port St. Lucie, which, don't even get me started. I've been to Port St. Lucie. I didn't see any ranches.
What part of Florida is that?
I don't fucking know. The middle. But it's not the Texas part. Where's this ranch? What ranch? What are you fucking talking about?
Like, is it an alligator ranch?
Yeah.
What type of ranch is in Florida?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Yoenis Cespedes ankle fracture getting off a horse stepping in a hole. You know why I believe it? Whose cover story is that?
It's a weird cover story.
Who doesn't go like, I was doing this? Like, yeah, he probably did fucking fracture getting off a horse. Who would lie and say that's how they did it?
Do we know if he was listening to Old Town Road while he got off the horse?
Yoenis Cespedes, I don't think Yoenis Cespedes has ever in his life chosen to listen to a song that was in English.
No.
No.
Never.
Pretty sure he just listens to La Bamba on repeat and the Lion King soundtrack.
For anybody who doesn't know, that's his walk-up song.
Yeah. God, I miss it.
Yeah. I did enjoy that in San Francisco.
That was the best.
So how long is he out?
I mean, he was already out for a while. The thing is, like, this might not even set him back because I'm not sure he was coming back before, like, however long it will take him to recover from a fractured ankle. But, like, who knows? He's definitely the thing with Yoenis Cespedes, he's Flacco, he's Russell Wilson after the Super Bowl. Like, they're giving him money that he earned from just that. He had the fucking crazy run. And now they're like, well, we had to pay him.
Yeah, compared to my boy Russ. That's the disrespect.
No, but Russ's first kind, like, they were like, oh, well, guess we got to give him. Guess we got to make him the highest paid guy. Like, he did come to the Mets at the trading deadline, and there was legitimate talk of whether or not he should be the NL MVP for the 2 months he had in the 2015 World Series run. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
And he wasn't great in the playoffs, and he fucking duffed the ball in center field for a fucking, but it's all that. And then, it is what it is. He was like, it's just so Mets because, like, Nimmo's out with a stiff neck and fucking DeGrom's not pitching well and whatever. And then they're like holding press conferences of whether or not they're going to fire the manager, and they're updating us. It's like, dude, how about this? If a guy's not on the team because he's currently injured, just don't even tell us about other injuries.
But my question, that's got to be in his contract.
Like, it's like updating people on Trevor having an ankle injury right now. He wasn't going to be here anyway, guys. Trevor out the Dirty Sports Podcast with a broken ankle. It's like he was fired.
Why isn't that in his contract, though?
What, that he can't ride horses?
Yeah, I'm serious. Dude, if I'm the New York Mets.
By the way, Cespedes isn't the guy that do you know Yoenis Cespedes?
I know he showed up to training camp in a horse.
On a horse.
Like, I know that. I'm familiar. The guy likes horses.
He also showed up to training camp like in a fucking Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville Volkswagen Bug. Like, the guy's a lunatic.
Yeah, he's a lunatic.
Also, I'm not sure he speaks Spanish either. No, I'm not sure anybody knows what he speaks. I think he just speaks Hakuna Matata. And he's like, means no worries for the rest of my days. And they're like, you're just repeating a lot. You don't even know what you just said.
Yeah. But how much is he getting paid?
A lot.
Like $34 million
like
or something?
$25 million.
$25 million? I'm just saying, like, you got to protect your investments.
Well, yeah.
You know, put something in that contract.
Now it's a whole thing, but this is so.
We don't pay
you
if you break your ankle riding a horse.
No, he's not. Like, they get insurance money, but they won't reinvest that money in the fucking team. They didn't reinvest the David Wright retirement money. They didn't reinvest the Michael Kadire retirement money. They didn't. The Wilpons are fucking scammers. I'm not so sure they didn't fucking
set it up,
dig holes around his ranch.
Yeah.
Came outside. He's like, where are these holes from, man? How do I get off this horse, man? They're like.
That's like some cartoon shit.
Yeah.
that's like the Roadrunner Coyote shit. Like, the Wilpons show up planting fucking holes.
And then he goes into the hospital, and they're like, you hurt your anus? He's like, no, my name's Yoenis. They're like, oh, what'd you hurt? He's like, me ankle. Oh, we thought your name was me ankle Cespedes, and you hurt your anus.
Me ankle. How much did you talk about on Dirty Slides today, the pitcher who chose Japan over the U.S.?
We talked about it significantly. Yeah. We broke down as the story says, we broke down that he's going to make.
Just explain it for people who haven't heard.
The gist of it is he was a first-round draft pick last year for the Braves. His slot in the draft, there's now a thing that, like, saves a lot of hassle for agents and teams where basically they just say, like, if you're drafted right here, this is how much basically they should pay you.
Yeah.
This is your thing. And we have the J.D. Drews of the world and people who are like, fuck you, I deserve more. And they're like, okay. And a lot of those guys sit out, whatever. But the gist of it is, if you get picked here, this is a prox how much you can get. They'll give you a little more, they'll give you a little less. They try to get you to whatever. But anyway, his slot. And by the way, when you get drafted, you're not getting a contract. A minor league contract is trash.
Sure.
You just get a signing bonus. If your agent is a magician, you can get, like, big league contract guarantees, or we demand that he's up in the big leagues by X amount of time, or whatever. Or if he's not in the big leagues by this time, he gets paid an MLB. But your agent has to be fucking, David Copperfield.
Or Scott Boras. Yeah.
No, but even those guys, MLB, like, we've seen how MLB fucking deals with, like, if Scott Boras was a magician, Dallas Keuchel would be in the fucking league right now. But he was slotted in a spot that would have made him about $4.5 million. I think it was like $4.58 million. So that would be ballpark what he should be getting. The team that drafted him, I think it was the Braves.
It was the Braves, yeah.
Thought he was hurt, thought he had some sort of condition, and they didn't like that number for their investment. They offered him $2 million. He was like, fuck you. I'm not going. I should get 4.58. You're offering me 2. Go fuck yourself. I'm going back to school. he went to junior college. I believe his original draft pick was he was coming out of high school.
Yeah.
He goes to junior college for a year, gets drafted, doesn't get drafted, would be drafted in June, and they're projecting him as a second rounder. His projected second round thing would be, again, $2 million now, if whichever team thought he was healthy and drafted him in the second round. Now he's so essentially the same amount of money he was offered in the first round last year. So he decides to take $7 million over 6 years to go play in Japan. That's 3.5 times what he would be getting as a signing bonus.
And he'll be 25. Like, he'll still be young.
He'll still be young. Really the only downside of this is
living in Japan.
If he's fucking well,
no.
I've heard great things about Japan.
I would personally like to live in Japan. I would.
Like, you better start learning Japanese then instead of Spanish. Like I'm gonna learn Spanish and move to Japan.
Well,
this is a reckless decision.
There's a lot of decisions on my mind. The Olympics are 2020. Remember,
right?
In Japan.
Yes.
Me, you, if Yoshi's still alive. I don't know if the testing went wrong. I haven't heard from Yoshi in a minute.
He was arrested for the hit and run. He's doing fucking 8 years up in Fresno.
They're making him play Mario Kart on loop.
He's recording his fucking next comedy album live from Folsom Prison.
How long would Yoshi?
Man in Brack, live from Folsom Prison, live from Folsom Prison.
How long would Yoshi last in prison? I think Yoshi'd be all right. Actually,
if I know anything about Oz, Yoshi would run like the fucking Yakuza in prison.
I'm saying, like, I feel like Yoshi.
He'd be like, listen, I get you a best porn ever. Guys are just getting like fucking hard. Like, guys are getting like DVDs of Sasha Grey being like, "Hey boys, good luck in there. Call me when you get out." And they're like, "She knows my name," and then they're stabbing people to death for Yoshi. Like, how do you know Sasha Grey? He's like, I edited her video one time.
Oh,
can you imagine if, like, Yoshi had porn stars like visiting fucking prisoners for conjugal visits, and then he just has an army in there, and like they're slaughtering anybody that fucks with Yoshi. Yoshi's sitting in his room like fucking Buddha.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Yoshi would dominate prison.
Yoshi would.
I think Yoshi should. Also, he's like used to living in captivity.
I think Yoshi should purposely go to prison.
Yeah. What is this about?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, so the kid going to Japan.
Yeah.
So the only downside of this is if the kid is just fucking dominant and would be in the big leagues and get fucking, a huge payday like when he was 23 or whatever. But even that, probably not getting like the way the rookie scale works. Like you're in the big leagues for a couple years before they have to pay you, even the best guys.
Yeah.
But the downside is. He gets the $7 million and that's it because they overuse him or whatever. At least they're fucking in the U.S. Like we baby the shit out of the pitchers. Oh, you can only throw 75 pitches. Japan's like, you must throw forever. Your family.
Pitcher boot camp.
Yeah, like they don't give a fuck, right? They're like, have you tried fucking doing a crazy twisty windup? Wouldn't it be great if he came back with Hideo Nomo's windup and just started lighting up the.
And an accent.
Yeah.
You're like, why does your English sound broken all of a sudden, dude?
He's like, the game of chess is like a sword fight. You must take breaths before you move.
Let's go to Japan, man.
I'm actually like kind of planning a Japan trip.
What?
Yeah, my buddy Pete Einerson. When I had my friend Vin on the Joe Prano podcast, Chef, I asked him if there was one city that he would travel to for just culinary tourism, where would it be? And he said Tokyo. So food, dope. You can snowboard and ski up north.
Yeah.
And you can surf down south. And so food, skiing, snowboarding, Japan.
Lots of content, too.
I'll go visit Wu-Tang Mountain.
Do you know how much content you could get just messing with people? That's all I would just
go. I don't know. I think content will get you like jailed for life. You can't chew gum. You can't litter. You can't put up YouTube videos.
What? You're joking?
I don't know. Probably not.
I'm like, what? You can't chew gum. You can get used panties and vending machines in Japan.
But good for this kid. What I said on Dirty Slides is his nickname's got to be Mr. Baseball, right?
Yeah.
He's got to go all in on the Mr. Baseball thing. Grow a mustache, be Mr. Baseball.
Gotta get a hairy chest, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta go full Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
We have lots of sports to cover.
Let's go.
We're about halfway
let's
through.
rock and roll.
Let's move to NHL.
How far in are we? Have we been 2 hours in this episode?
No, we're at an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay. One LBB, yeah, hit us.
All right, go for it, Aaron.
Yeah. We got one MLB question. So, biggest surprise team in the MLB so far?
I mean, the biggest surprise team to everybody else out there has got to be the Minnesota Twins. I called them to win the division on our baseball preview. So I'm not super surprised, but that's got to be everybody's surprise team right now, right?
Yeah, well, the Rays at first, which they
But the Yankees are now leading the East. The Twins are leading the AL Central. The Astros are leading the AL West. The Dodgers are leading the NL West. The Cubs are leading the NL Central. I think a lot of people thought maybe that the Brewers would be back and the Cardinals would be good and the Pirates, but I don't think anybody was like, there's no way the Cubs win the fucking NL Central. And the Philadelphia Phillies, I mean, you look around the league, I just don't. I mean, yes, the Rays, they're still technically in a playoff position, but I think that the Rays seem like a team that might fall off still. They've already started falling off. It's got to be the Twins. Again, I'm not surprised, but I see visions when I sleep, so,
You do?
Yeah, I see visions of
weird shit.
I see visions of sports futures. But if you don't have a crystal ball, you got to be surprised by the Twins, right? Was that from Benangi or Charlie Ryan or some Twins fan who just wanted us to fucking say that?
No, it's from Carter Yates.
Who is the kid who just went to Japan as the Braves? Decided to go to Japan.
Oh, it is. He's already in our YouTube comments.
Shout out to Carter.
Well, we got to talk a little NHL. The Stanley Cup Finals is set.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Blues, Bruins. Now, as a guy who lived in St. Louis for 5 years,
Yep.
I was rooting for them. And you guys say we don't ever talk hockey. I've watched a fair amount of playoffs this postseason.
Yeah.
I watched I want to say probably about 2.5 games of that series.
Yeah.
And
Go Bruins.
I was telling Prano last night.
No, go Blues.
St. Louis is a really good hockey town. People don't realize that.
I've heard that.
They always talk about obviously the Cardinals.
Tug Coger said that. Tug was mentioned.
Yeah, their number one team is obviously the Cardinals. But I lived there while they had the Rams, greatest show on turf. The Cardinals were always good, and the Blues. And to me, the teams that town always cared about the most was the Cardinals and the Blues. It's a really good hockey town, so I'm happy for them. And
Are we giving the Blues the Dirty Sports bump?
yeah, I'm rooting for the Blues for sure.
Root for them, but you're gonna pick the Bruins, obviously.
Well, the odds-on favorite, I was looking today, the favorite is Boston.
So if you gun to your head, if you had to guess who was gonna win,
No, I'm picking the Blues, man.
what are you doing?
I'm-
Do you not know how this works?
I'm riding the momentum.
Do you not know how your curse works?
Yeah, I'm riding.
I mean, everybody's got to be rooting for the Blues. Fuck Boston, right? Fuck that fucking town and all their fucking championships and all the fucking cheddar dicks who are fucking more rings, more parades. I'm fucking skipping work. You don't work, Sully. I'm fucking skipping not working.
I think I saw if the Bruins win, it would be their 7th title.
As a franchise?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
If you say so. They've been playing hockey there for they're one of the original 6, right? Or original, aren't they? The original hockey teams
I think St. Louis is one of them too.
no, that can't be right. I think it's Rangers, Bruins, the Canadians,
Maple Leafs?
Blackhawks. Give it to us.
You were close. Montreal Canadiens,
I got that.
Toronto Maple Leafs,
Okay.
Boston Bruins,
Yeah.
Chicago Blackhawks,
Yeah.
Detroit Red Wings,
Detroit Ravens,
New York Rangers.
New York Rangers. Who
Rangers
did I say
6.
that wasn't in it?
I think just Maple Leafs, right?
No,
Where'd you
Maple
get
Leafs were in it.
I think maybe you got.
Oh,
all
I
of them?
did. I mean, I didn't finish, but
Yeah.
it's pretty good for a guy that's not a hockey fan.
We have a question from Stango, will a donation get them to chug and hit the vape pen?
I mean, look, it's Wednesday night. I'm feeling good. I worked out today. I'll chug the shit out of some beers.
I'll hit the vape, brah.
I boxed this morning.
You boxed.
Yeah.
Where'd you box at?
Boxing gym on Washington. I'm feeling good, feeling strong. Feel like I could just get a couple beers. Pa, 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 pa. Slam. Hit slam 2.
If you were in town, would you have signed up for that triathlon with me?
I would have. Yeah.
It's a
I
good
would
one
have.
to start.
In June. You're doing it's in June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You asked me to do it a while ago, and I said I thought I'd be in New York. I have looked into the triathlons, and that has been recommended as one of the easy ones. Although they're charging you a fucking arm and a leg. I don't know if I would have signed up, but I might have just got in and done it with you. I'd have been a rogue
It's bullshit.
rogue runner.
$140.
I'm still planning on doing the Hermosa Beach
Yeah, tell me about this again.
4th of July triathlon. Run a mile, paddle a mile, chug a 6-pack. I haven't been training, but I'm about to start. I mean, I've been swimming, surfing, so you got to paddle. So I've been training for that. My beer chugging, I should probably start. There's probably a method to start. I'm going to have to call Tommy Dewey. Tommy, how do I train to chug a 6-pack?
Hit up Dewey. He knows all this shit.
Yeah. And then also to run. Like, the good thing for me is I am terrible at running long distances, but I feel like I could run a mile at a good pace, especially as the first thing. Because then paddling for me, and by the way, I'm just like, I got to imagine I'm going to be in the top. I got to be in the top 5% of chuggers in this fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
As far as taking down, maybe not speed of one at a time, but
What's the winner get?
I don't know, the fucking like the eternal fucking fame and fortune of winning the coolest triathlon in history.
No, people were all getting concerned about me because I've never really swam in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like distances.
Who's getting concerned for you?
I don't know. People were like, "Oh, it's only a quarter of a mile." They're like, "It's a lot different than the pool."
Quarter mile. That's not far.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't.
The thing that sucks about swimming triathlons, you're swimming in a fucking. You think the Los Angeles Marathon with a bunch of runners is a disaster? This is people kicking and punching you in the face in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You start in a fucking. It is a mob thing. And the thing is, I've done short triathlons like this. It's not enough time for you to even spread out. You just swim in a like. If
you're not moving.
If you want to pass people, you have to get physical. Let's get physical.
Yeah, I don't want to do that in the ocean with, like
well,
you're saying.
You're gonna.
No, but I don't want to I'm not going to be aggressive.
You're gonna have to. Either that, or you're just gonna have to swim with the pack and save your energy for. But for me.
But I'm not going for a time. I just want to see how this plays out.
Right, but for me, for time, that was my place to make time,
Yeah.
I'm a way better swimmer than I am a biker or a runner. So I was like, I got to get fucking jiggy with it in the ocean.
Yeah.
So I'm I was grabbing people by the feet and just being like, get over here.
Wait, when did you do triathlon?
Like fucking 2000, like late 90s, early 2000s.
What was it? Do you remember?
Where?
Like what the mileage was
Yeah,
on
it was
each?
a half Olympic. So it was like I think it was a half-mile swim, 20-mile bike ride, 5K or 5-mile run.
So it was a lot more intense than what I'm doing.
It sounds like it's double what you were doing.
Yeah.
Right? How long is the bike ride?
10 miles.
Yeah. And how long is the run?
3 miles.
Yeah. So it's double. I think what you're doing is a half triathlon. A full triathlon is whatever, and then an Ironman is like a mile, 100 miles.
No.
and
This is
marathon.
what Ironman is. I looked it up. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure an Ironman is 2 miles swimming,
100-mile bike ride.
like 60-mile bike ride, and a full marathon.
Yeah.
That's some badass shit.
That's some stupid shit. That's like I have something to prove to the point where I'm going to ruin my body doing it.
Yeah, I plan on doing that at some point in my life.
You should not.
I have to.
You can do it out in Hawaii?
That's the big one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Grab a beer, Prano.
I am. Do another ad or something.
We don't have another ad, but I want to bring up this story while you grab a beer. I love this. We're talking about the Blues. This guy bet $400 on the Blues to win the Stanley Cup. He's a St. Louis fan or St. Louis local. And I saw this story today. The payout is $100,000. Sorry, I got stuff going on. Okay. Yep. Thanks for the donation, Stanga. Okay, so let me see if I can find out where he placed this bet. When he placed the bet, they were 250 to 1 odds to win the Stanley Cup. And as most of you know or don't know, the Blues on January 2nd had the worst record in the NHL. So this turnaround is, I mean, it's fucking phenomenal. That'd be amazing for this dude.
Gotta hedge, right? Got to. You gotta hedge. How much do you hedge is the question.
I don't know. I mean, he can win $100,000.
Yeah. So if he bets 25, if he bets 25 grand on the other way, right? Then he wins fucking
75 grand.
75 or 50. Or like, 20 or 25. Like how much you can't just go. Somebody else just did that recently and they lost, right? Somebody didn't hedge on like the fucking.
Yeah.
You gotta hedge. I'd go 25. Fuck it. Hedged for 10. You placed a $400 bet. You get 10 grand at worst. Pretty good. Or you get 90. You gotta hedge.
I mean, I'd assume somebody's telling him that, right?
Yeah, somebody like
who understands gambling.
His accountant, his wife. Maybe his wife doesn't, but like you have to.
Yeah.
My question is, how much do you hedge? If it was your money, how much are you hedging?
Well, worst case scenario, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I'd like to win 50 grand out of this.
Well, 50. If you bet 50, you either get 50 or 50.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough question. What do you want to see in return?
I mean, it's a $400 bet. Like, I might bet like maybe 10.
10 G's?
Or maybe I find some sort of like number that's significant to the Blues. Like, what was Bobby Hull's number? Or Brett Hull? Was Brett Hull 10? I think Brett Hull was 10.
I don't know.
This is what we need twerks for.
All right. Well, you're supposed to chug a beer right now.
I actually have a beer and a half poured, so why don't you give me a fucking second?
Okay. What are you trying to do, math?
No, I'm trying to find out Brett Hull's number.
I mean, Aaron takes a piss right when we need him.
I might go 10. That might be my hedge.
What number was he?
His jersey number was 16.
Okay.
So maybe I go 16 in honor of Brett Hull.
All right.
And then maybe Brett Hull catches wind of it. He gives me the 16 anyway or something.
All right. Chug time, Prano.
All right. By the way, this is a beer and a half. Just want everybody to know. It's a beer and a half.
So we got 18 ounces here.
At least.
Let's see what he can do.
I'm just going to take it down all at once. I'm not going for a speed record.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse Stanga.
Thank you. How much did Jesse give us, by the way?
It's $10 for the donation.
Oh, man. Chugging a beer and a half for $5 that Ruther's going to put toward fucking Dodgers tickets? He's going to give me a hot dog. I mean, by the way, I'm not criticizing Jesse Stanga. I'm saying if others like Jesse were to get in on the $10 act, this would be way more appropriate. Mazel tov. You're welcome for picking the Twins to win the division.
Salute. As Maggie is just, hey, Maggie, stop. Maggie, chill out. Chill out on my bed over there.
That's basically beer.
It's hitting you hard.
I wasn't going for speed because I didn't think, but I probably should have.
Yeah.
Because I think I was like, oh, I'm getting pretty full here. Don't worry, I'll take the rest down right now. Just needed a solid half burp. Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
In Smuttville, bro. You got to remix that shit. All right. I need to turn off my notifications. Okay, let's get through this episode. We have a lot.
Salt.
We have a lot to cover. Okay. Was that our NHL update?
Is that hockey? We did it.
Is that we included it?
I like that you skipped right through NFL. Are we backtracking?
Yeah, we're backtracking.
Okay, let's do it. I like it because hockey's happening right now.
Exactly. See, there's a method to my mayhem. Juwan Howard.
R.I.P. Michigan basketball.
Why do you keep saying that? You texted Tug and I that. You have no faith in Juwan Howard.
No, I don't.
As the Wolverines head coach.
No. What? It was Juwan Howard, assistant basketball coach?
Yeah, in the Miami Heat.
The Miami Heat? I'm going R.I.P. Michigan basketball.
But why?
Because I have nothing about Juwan Howard's life or career or interviews makes me think that he's going to be a good basketball coach. Also, how's Patrick Ewing doing? How's Chris Mullen doing? How's Mark Jackson doing? How's all these what?
I think. Look, I'm not saying it's going to work out, but Juwan's been an assistant for years.
Yep.
Just in the coaching world. I guess Patrick Ewing was too.
Yep.
I don't think Chris Mullen was.
Nope.
Patrick Ewing's still to be determined.
Sure.
He's been there 2 years.
But the reason I say R.I.P. Michigan basketball is I just think that what's his name? Beeline?
John Beeline.
Beeline was he I think they're obviously having a downgrade at
Stop
at,
licking your
at
pussy,
fucking
Maggie.
at head coach. So I mean they didn't get a title. When's the last Michigan title?
Seton Hall.
I'm calling it R.I.P. Michigan basketball. I'm a Juwan Howard guy too. I like Juwan Howard. He's an underrated Fab 5 member. He ended up playing so goddamn long. He's obviously a student of the game, but just nothing about Juwan Howard makes me go oh, Juwan Howard, basketball genius. You know?
Yeah,
also, he's under Spoelstra.
But it's also recruiting.
Everybody fucking loves Spoelstra. Everybody loves Spoelstra. I'm like,
well, here's the deal, dude. Michigan. Here's an interesting fact for you.
I mean, I guess he got the Riley factor.
Exactly, and they had a good run with John Beeline. But here's a crazy stat for you: in his 12 years at Michigan, they never had a McDonald's All-American. Never. Now, obviously, they had some good players, and they have some guys who've gone on to the NBA. But I'm just saying.
I have news for you. Cody Bellinger doesn't know what fucking Seinfeld is. There ain't a motherfucking McDonald's All-American who's ever heard of Juwan Howard.
I disagree.
From what? From watching the 30 for 30 on the Fab 5?
Maybe. I'm just saying, I'm not taking your stance. I'm not ready to throw in the towel in Michigan basketball.
All right. Look, we all have to have our hot takes. R.I.P. Michigan basketball. R.I.P. it. What's Tug's? We didn't get a Tug update on this?
He never responded to the text.
Tug, what's happening? Call in. Call Tug.
Did you intimidate him?
Why? By calling out his golf?
By going off on him last episode?
Golf watching because he heard Tiger Woods miss the cut, so he spent the day in a fucking bouncy castle with his sons?
Bro, you went full fucking. Is it Dragon or Drogon?
I don't know.
You went full Drogon from.
Let's just call it Dragon and just be safe.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones, man. You fucking just lit everyone on fire. Throwing co-host, my buddy Cutter, just throwing people under the bus.
Cutter said he was playing in a golf tournament, so that was his excuse. Blaha said if Koepka was fucking likable, to which I went into human blinking guy meme. Like now we're fucking calling Tiger likable. Matt Boonstra apparently tweeted about golf, but I think I muted him forever ago because all he does is fucking tweet me about fucking Tiger Woods. So I missed that.
He left a call. We're not gonna do calls today, but it's sitting in the.
Let me guess. Tiger fucking has won 2 of his last fucking 4.
It was a tough call to understand.
Yeah. He's also won 2 of his last 43, as I pointed out on Twitter.
sixth ranked golfer in the world right now, Tiger.
Yeah, sure that'll last. Keep missing cuts, bruh.
By the way, I don't think that stuff doesn't mean anything to me personally.
I don't give a
Well-
I don't give a fuck.
Because,
Honestly, about the world
no,
golf
I never
rankings.
understood that.
I've been trying to appreciate golf more. I've said it. I'm getting old. I'm appreciating golf more. But, like, I'm not checking the world rankings.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't understand the world rankings for golf and tennis because to me, again, it all just comes down to the big tournaments, right? Because to me, the equivalent is for
I mean, unless you're those guys, you got to make money. You're making money playing the other tournaments.
well for money. But I'm saying like as we look at the greats, it's the same way we look at the greats in team sports. We're judging it at the end of the day. If you're considered a great, there's the great and there's the all-time greats. The all-time greats are going to be judged as all-time greats because of titles.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess, look, winning golf tournaments isn't easy regardless. But anyway, majors or not majors, Tiger's won 2 of his last 43. So, fuck are we talking about here?
Well, you know what we're talking about? We're talking about legacy, yo.
Legacy.
Kellen Winslow Jr.
Are we still doing this? What did he do now? Raped somebody?
Dude, I got to read these charges. I don't even know if we've covered these.
How is he still out and about?
It's wild. Absolutely wild. The headline reads, and by the way, I giggle out loud every time
I see him,
every
and he
time I
looks
see
like
him.
fucking looks like Todd Phillips. I'm here for the gangbang.
What a great reference. Unbelievable. I laugh every time I see him. This is the headline on the Washington Post. Ex-NFL star Kellen Winslow Jr. on trial for allegedly raping homeless woman, hitchhiker, unconscious teen.
That's the trifecta of this.
Wow.
Homeless? Well, okay. I'm going to ask, we got to go around. Torch with Wolves, grabs the mic. Rank those in order of which you would be most shamed to have done to least shamed to have done. Homeless person, hitchhiker, unconscious teen.
I think I'd have to go most ashamed for unconscious teen.
A homeless person is dirty.
I mean,
And
yes, I don't know. Something about
This is
unconscious. It's like it goes into like the whole necrophilia thing. And I don't know. That's
and
just
teen.
and teen, yeah, like and that's just I don't know. That's just weird. I mean, homeless.
It's certainly the most criminal, right?
Homeless, yeah. Homeless. I'm gonna go second, and then hitchhiker is last. Hitchhikers.
What
potential.
hitchhiker isn't homeless, by the way? Like, who's hitchhiking?
That's a fair point. That's a
You
fair
know
point.
hitchhiking?
You know where this all went down, by the way?
Where?
Encinitas.
This guy loves down fucking San Diego.
Well, yeah, it's where he lived.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going the same as Twerks. I'm going unconscious teen.
Oh,
It's ridiculous. But I got to say, it's neck and neck with homeless.
yeah, I agree.
Homeless.
I agree.
Because, dude, you're homeless in Encinitas. Like, what do you
Yeah.
you look like fucking Twerks with Wolves ancestors, just like burnt by the sun, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You seen these homeless people with fucking like they get. It gets to a point where your tan is so good that then you start getting into like you look like one of the fucking California raisins, you know.
It's Tan Mom.
And also if
Turn
you
into Tan Mom.
if you approach a homeless person and it's Encinitas, like who's to say if they're conscious or not conscious? You know what I mean?
Well, here's the story. There's a
I'm going unconscious teen, homeless person, hitchhiker.
I agree.
Although again, it's the trifecta because who's hitchhiking that's not homeless?
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, here's the story. There was a 54-year-old woman who was thumbing for a ride last March when he pulled up in his black SUV.
Wait, how old?
She was 54.
She's homeless.
Yeah.
Are we sure this wasn't all one woman?
They made small talk along the way, but then out of nowhere his demeanor changed. She said, he point-blank threatened to rape her and said, if you do anything, I will kill you. She begged to be let out.
I'm just going to go ahead and say CTE is wild.
Yeah.
Wild. When your dad's got CTE, when you have CTE that runs in your family, and then you get your own CTE on top of your hereditary CTE, you go crazy.
Yeah. So the unconscious teen was when he was playing for the U in 2003. It was a 17-year-old girl. And
Yikes.
by the way, this is
underage.
this is on top of him being accused of exposing himself to a 57-year-old woman while she was tending her garden, and also exposing himself to a 77-year-old woman while she lounged in a fitness club's hot tub.
Kellen Winslow Jr. Is Kellen Winslow Jr. a first ballot scumbag Hall of Famer?
I mean,
Would you, here, serious question. I'm not joking. Right now, who would you don't have a sister, so we'll have to do like your niece. You have a sister twerks with wolves? Who would you rather a young woman in your family comes home to Thanksgiving dinner? Here's your two options. She comes home with her new boyfriend. It's either Kellen Winslow Jr. or OJ. I'm going OJ all day.
Yeah, I'm going.
are you
OJ.
really asking me,
Yeah.
the guy who loves OJ?
Yeah, I'm going the juice.
But he's
Gotta
also
go.
by the way,
Right here.
there's a good chance if your sister or niece breaks up with OJ that he's gonna take her head off like a Pez dispenser. So something to factor. You're putting her life on the line here.
I think.
I'm going juice.
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go juice. I think I'd rather her.
You guys might
hate to
convince
say
me to go
this.
to Kellen Winslow.
I hate to say, it, but I'd rather her.
Bro, I haven't even read all this stuff on
Yeah,
Kellen Winslow.
I don't.
Like,
I think it's hard to live with the rape after effects and
I
just
mean,
getting
listen to
offed
this-
altogether.
listen to this story. His fucking prosecutor, or I'm sorry, his lawyer is claiming the sex was consensual. So they're going with the fact that he picked up a 54-year-old on the side of the road and banged her in his car.
He's like, we're gonna not only do we think that it was consensual, we're gonna go out and look for the real rapist.
I mean, this is absolutely wild. I mean, I'm just reading this shit. Kellen Winslow Jr. is claiming it's a money grab. He goes, unfortunately, that's the society we live in. What are you talking
Kellen
about?
Winslow Jr. have money?
He made over $30 million in the NFL.
Jesus, he was not good.
Yeah, I know.
God,
I think he's raping some kid in the hallway as we speak. What's going on out there?
we gotta put that Dirty Sports poll up. Twerks with Wolves, put that up on Dirty Sports right now. Would you rather your sister date Kellen Winslow Jr. or OJ? These are the kind of questions you can only get on the Dirty Sports podcast.
Yeah.
That's not even the worst Twerks with Wolves Instagram poll of the week. We had to delete an Instagram poll because we thought we got hacked. But you gotta, at least he had some.
Twerks with Wolves just goes rogue.
At least he had some go get him. At least he went for it.
He's all drunk in Seattle, and
drinking those fucking Pike Brewery IPAs.
he decides to put up an Instagram poll of.
What were you in Seattle for, Twerks with Wolves?
I was just visiting. I mean, my girlfriend and I just thought, like, let's just go check out another city. So we were over there, and then I get there, and I'll admit.
Did you go to a Mariners game?
Well, that's why. Yeah, we were on the way to the Mariners game, and we had just got done drinking a lot, and on the way, out of water bottle, thinking, all right, let's finish before we go to the stadium and all that stuff. And then I see this, 30-foot just picture of Russell Wilson. I thought, oh, man. This is my moment. I thought it's at least gonna get a rise.
Go home, Twerks. You're drunk.
Yeah, I figured you know what, at least get a rise out of Prano. Might get some good votes. Who knows? Even if they don't talk about it, whatever. I'm going for it. And yeah,
That's what you're going for? An Instagram poll?
I just thought it'd be fun. See what people say.
Dude, I see it, and then I had to do something, and then 20 minutes later, I text Prano. I go, "Did you put up that Instagram poll?" And Prano goes, "No," and I go, "Fuck."
I was offended at the idea that you would have thought that I did it when it was like, it wasn't even like, is this guy a top 5 NFL QB?
It said
Yes or
Eli's
no?
trash.
It was like an Eli trashing poll. I was like, how dare somebody fucking.
Yeah, I know.
I thought of all the people to be, I was like, is this some butthurt military kid?
Yeah.
Is it like some fucking Russell Wilson slurper? Is it like a Phillip Rivers guy?
So then I text Nick D'Alessandro and I say, because I don't even know at this point if I think he does, has access to our Instagram too. I said, did you put up that Twitter poll? And he writes, no. So then I sent it to Prano, and Prano goes, we've been hacked. He's like,
I go, disable all accounts.
He's like,
change all passwords.
He's like, go in and change all the fucking passwords on Dirty Sports. We've been hacked. And then I'm like,
I was like, Swingman 9 has finally cracked the code.
and then I text Aaron, yeah, it was me.
By the way, we always say don't do plugs at the end. This is why you should be following at The Dirty Sports on Instagram, guys.
Yeah.
Wild shit. It's the Wild West out there. Twerks with Wolves has the password. Anything is possible. Who would you rather have your Instagram password? Twerks with Wolves, OJ, or Kellen Winslow Jr.? I'm going OJ again.
Are you? That's
Yeah, because I don't think OJ knows how to work Instagram.
OJ, Kellen Winslow. I'd say Kellen Winslow Jr.
OJ can't even work Instagram with the gloves on.
I don't know. I don't know who
And
I'd
also,
rather
Kellen
have.
Winslow can't work Instagram with like the rubber gloves on, like the medical gloves, like Dexter.
Is he the worst?
Fingering girls with latex gloves.
Legit question. Is Kellen Winslow Jr. the worst athlete guest we've ever had? Or just worst guest in
I mean,
I'm just gonna say MILF Talk was pretty. MILF Talk was pretty bad.
I'm just thinking about Steve Hofstetter right now, being like, "Hey guys, take it easy on Kellen Winslow. My sister's black." Like, whoa.
Oh, I totally forgot about him.
I mean, at least Winslow played in the NFL.
So we're saying Kellen Winslow Jr. after all these awful things is not.
Also, Brian Scalabrine never fucking sent us those slides, so he basically raped me. I can tell you one thing: Sean Merriman and Ryan Grant, the best sports guests we ever had, no doubt about it. Love those guys.
You're throwing McAfee under the bus.
Oh, McAfee.
I mean, he came into our apartment.
Yeah, McAfee was great too. Ryan Grant came into our apartment, fucking brought his kid.
Yeah. Actually, his kid is where Maggie has been sleeping.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like the bullpen now. My bed.
That's where young girls sleep. That's the Kellen Winslow spot of the room.
Oh, unbelievable.
Is that our show?
This is what happens. This is what happens when.
What other NFL news do we have?
What other NFL news? That's a good question. Julian Edelman signed an extension. Patriots are so smart how they handle it. Like, they're not paying him that much at all.
But it's like, I hate to say it, but he handles it smart. Like, he doesn't want to be Wes Welker, He doesn't want to be fucking Danny Amendola. He doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
Like, he knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to end up on the fucking
Lions.
Yeah. Never get a fucking, catch 40 balls next year, be out of the NFL.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
I run good routes where it's a complete timing system. Bill Belichick's going to fucking win. I get playoff bonuses. We go to the playoffs every year, like, for sure. So good for him. He's Tom Brady did it. How many guys have done it for the Patriots, So good for him. And great and good for Edelman. Is Edelman overrated, underrated? Like, it's hard to really say at this point. I mean, the people who are like Edelman Hall of Famer are like, well, literally tap the brakes.
Yeah, he's the second most receiving yards in the playoffs all time now, which is kind of wild. But he's also played a shit ton of games.
Yeah, it's like Bernie Williams has the most hits in playoffs history. It's like, guys, do 1 second of research. But
Super Bowl MVP now, though.
Yeah.
That helps his cause a lot.
He won it, what, this year?
Yeah, he won it this year.
So they've got, what's Brady got? 6 rings?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
And how many MVPs does he have in that? 3?
I think 3.
All right.
You have Edelman. Did Troy Brown win one?
Troy Brown or fucking Deion Branch? One of those fucking dudes won.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Receiver won 1. Or does he have 4?
He might have 4. That's Aaron's job. Do you know what we're talking about right now?
Tom Brady, he's a quarterback. How many Super Bowl MVPs does Tom Brady have? Well, we know he has all but at least 2.
Is Aaron high?
Aaron's hitting that peace pipe.
Aaron had a pizza by accident. Now he's going delirious.
What is it?
He has 4. He's got 4.
Did you see the news about Chris Long? I love this. I love this. He opened up about that he used marijuana throughout his entire career, and that it was so easy to not test positive. And basically, he said the NFL is not testing. They don't really care about testing for recreational drugs. They're more concerned about PEDs.
Right.
So he basically said they knew, like he would know when his test was going to be.
That's what everybody said.
So what the fuck is going on with Josh Gordon?
Well,
That was my
I'm not
first
a
thought.
smart man.
That was my first thought because
But I know what drugs is.
I listened to it. It was from the Dan Patrick Show.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. He goes, dude, I smoked weed all the time, basically, is what he said, to summarize it. And he goes, I would know a month or 2 months in advance, then I'd stop.
Yeah.
Get it out of my system.
And then there's only so many there's only like so many times that they can test you. So once you hit a certain amount of tests, then you know you're not getting tested again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he said it was easy. And he also said if the NFL really gave a shit, they do them random for recreational, but he goes, it's obvious they don't care.
Right. They're trying to get the people who are just fucking dumb.
Josh
I
Gordon.
guess. Or they're not even trying to get you, but if you're dumb and you fail it anyway, then they're like, fuck, dude, we weren't trying, but. It's the same way at, like, airports. Like, people are always like, where should I pack my fucking weed in the air? I'm like, wherever you want, dude. They're not looking for it. Just don't be an asshole. Like, don't keep it in, like, your mouth. Like, you know, don't be like, can I bring a joint through security? It's like, dude, put it in your bag. Put it in, where in my bag? In your bag. That's it. That's where you should put it.
Well, I literally have been traveling for the last year and a half with edibles. Just throw them in my carry-on.
Yeah.
People were like, how do you do that? When that goes through fucking security, they don't know if that tin is Altoids or gummies.
Don't give a fuck. They also don't care. They're not looking. Don't, like, you know.
Although they might know. You think that they can see or just don't give a shit?
They don't.
Because it was weird. When I went through Cincinnati security, the guy straight up said to me, what bobblehead is that? And I was like, oh, shit, you can see exactly I have a bobblehead in
You
there?
can see a shape, you know. Yeah, but they can see a tin. Like you said, they don't know if it's Altoids. They don't know if it's fucking what it is. So I put everything in my fucking razor kit because what do I have in my razor kit? I have a little shampoo. I have a little fucking whatever. I got a little whatever. I have a little fucking weed tincture. I got a little fucking plastic thing of razor blades. I got a little plastic thing of joints. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Crack?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not traveling with crack often. I mostly do crack right before I get to the airport, then right after I land. But, you know, not in between.
Okay.
No one wants to be high on crack on an airplane. What am I, Kellen Winslow?
I was just going to ask you that. Who would you rather smoke crack with? Kellen Winslow Jr.? Or
Can I just not smoke crack?
No. This is the option. You either have to smoke crack with Kellen Winslow Jr. or OJ.
Well, let's do a like theoretically, right? Let's just assume crack makes these guys become the worst version of themselves. OJ's gonna murder me, so I'm gonna go Kellen Winslow. Like I don't want to get raped by a former NFL tight end, but like I don't want to die.
It's about legacy, yo.
Yeah. Can you imagine just on top of you after you're high on crack? He's like, "Get legacy, yo. Get off of me. Just want to go see Jimmy Buffett and Irvine."
Ooh, that's a good question. Who would you rather want to see Jimmy Buffett with?
Definitely OJ.
OJ? Yeah, definitely OJ.
No one knows Kellen Winslow. You go to a Jimmy Buffett concert with OJ, a bunch of drunk people in the Honda Center parking lot. They're like, "That's motherfucker OJ. You want a margarita?
OJ and the fucking
Hey Juice." You're gonna get a lot of hey juices. So who's your friend? Us, my friend Andy Ruther, Dirty Sports Podcast. I gotta listen to this podcast. This guy hangs out with Juice.
We definitely need a Photoshop of me, you, and OJ Simpson
at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
At a Jimmy Buffett concert. Can we cue that up if anybody's listening? That's the only way we wrap up this episode.
My brother Mikey right now is jacking off at the idea of going to a Jimmy Buffett concert with OJ. Oh my God. He's like, I wanted to go with just an OJ Pinata one time. Hey, fist the juice.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
We're done.
Great being here. Great seeing everybody.
We made it happen. Guys, like Joe just said a few minutes ago, follow us on Instagram at The Dirty Sports. You can follow me at Andy Ruther. You can follow Joe at Joe Prano. I don't know if are we plugging Aaron's today, even though he's going rogue on us.
Yeah, Bajadas.
Yeah,
Do I follow
actually,
you on Instagram?
I think you do. Actually, I'm not sure. I know Andy does, but on Instagram, I'm at Aaron Maharis, and on Twitter, follow me at DS Interns. My actual name is Torch with Wolves on that. Definitely follow me on Twitter if anything, because I'm trying to get that going. I'm always posting quality stuff, and I'm getting like sub 10 likes, and you know it's
What is
it's
this?
a little discouraging on Twitter. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to plug my Twitter.
You're saying on the Twerks with Wolves account.
Yeah, follow that DS Interns account and start
At
blowing that
DS
up.
Interns.
Yep, and we'll go from there.
And I'm sending out more koozies tomorrow. Once again, if you leave an iTunes review with your Twitter or Instagram handle, I will reach out to you. And I actually even got an email. You can also email if you're not on social media at dirtysports4545@gmail.com.
New episode of Dirty Slides is up. I'm trying to convince Andy Laz to join us in Amarillo. That is, what's the date? August 17th?
I think so.
August 17th. So come slide into our DMs if you want to come to Amarillo, listen to the new Dirty Slides. Follow me on Twitter at FixYourLife. Go to joeprano.com. I'm coming to your town. I bet I am. Go check. Check it out.
And if you want to leave a call, 310-359-8365. Okay, everybody, that is the episode. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Pending on what Joe and I decide to do, we might release the next episode Tuesday. We might take the whole weekend off.
I'm saying we are.
We are.
It's Tuesday.
You're making the call.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's either early here before Maggie hates that idea. It's either early here before we head to the Dodgers game. You've got a pretty busy weekend lined up, right? And
I do.
And so I say we go Tuesday. I was even saying maybe we go Tuesday from Goldbergville. Yeah.
Oh, you're really putting it out there, huh?
Goldberg, hit us up.
All right, we'll see if that happens. All right.
Aaron's going to do a poll. Who do you want to be the next guest on the Dirty Sports Podcast? Matty Goldberg, Kellen Winslow, or Jay Simpson?
All right, guys, that's the episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Have a great holiday weekend and stay dirty.